What's good, everyone? My name is Dallas, aka Infurness. Today we're gonna be rickrolling all of LA. Oh wait, I already did that. How did I do that? Well, it's pretty simple. Today I'm gonna go through exactly what I did to achieve this. Why Los Angeles in particular? Well, mainly because it's obviously the best option, so it's like the most free real estate, but also the Super Bowl on top of it. So in order to do that, you have to pay for some kind of sky writing. You know, the type of thing that you see in the sky when you look up sometimes. You see some weird shape or some random text that's being written around. Kind of like the type of thing that you can do in Wii Sports, except you can't really write anything. You can only just make some weird chemical trail. Except there's kind of a difference. In order to do that, you need to go to like one of the websites that offer skywriting services. This one was just called the Skywriters. Now basically we had like this whole entire GTA game plan to have everything go down in the exact way that we wanted to. How much does it cost to pay for a rickroll to be written above the skies of Los Angeles? Well, it is $2,000. $2,500 to be exact. Now, why is that so cheap? Yeah, I know, like, it's so cheap. Especially what you would consider to be writing something over the date of such a large event was because apparently I completely finessed the whole entire thing. It was supposed to be, like, really expensive, but they already had someone who paid to have a Super Bowl message written. So I was really just paying to have my rickroll message attached to theirs, like, tagged on, like, right after it. But the thing was, what had happened is that it was actually turning out to be a complete blowout with the weather. Like, literally everyone was calling for a complete cloudy day. All the forecasts were saying that yes, Super Bowl Sunday was gonna be not a Sunday. It was gonna be a not fun cloud day. And everyone kind of canceled, and this client of which that I was supposed to be connected to decided to reschedule to the Saturday before, so they can like make their message over the Super Bowl convention, which they were having like far away there. But that's not the real Super Bowl, so that's obviously just complete beta stuff. As for me, I of course didn't cancel it, even though all the forecasts pretty much up into the day of the weekend were saying that it was going to completely be horrible. It was pretty much just a hit or miss, so I just kept with it. And it turned out that apparently the rickroll gods had some favor for me. Because I got there, and God pretty much said, /weather clear. So on that Sunday, it ended up being 100% clear, and the hottest day as well. So pretty much the whole entire Los Angeles could see this going on once I managed to do this. And we had a game plan set up here. I had this Google Earth rendering, and we had all this calculated. We had all this going. It's like literally a master plan, and there's just nothing that can go wrong with this. I drove my Lambo all the way there, and that's probably the answer to your question of how and why I was driving a Lamborghini through the streets of LA. I didn't just rent it from Turo under DTD Rentals, which is definitely something you should check out. If you're interested in that type of stuff, they offer really amazing car rentals. So pretty much after getting all that covered, the skywriting company called me and we reviewed the call in the first video, of course. They pretty much said that the letters were going to be written right over the Super Bowl, and it was supposed to end up being connected, or they said a tag on, to the original client, which was not going to happen anymore since they canceled. And I got something that was worth $25,000. That's how much they would charge normally for only $2,500.
You get that tag on, that's the way to do it, right? If you were to pay for a full flight, being the Super Bowl, that's like $25,000 for a full flight. If it's a regular, like another day, it's $17,500 for a full flight.
Wow. It's like literally Rick Astley just had his seal of approval over me. He somehow knew what I was doing. After this, what we had to do was actually just get there. Getting into the stadium parking lot was looking like it was going to be very, very bad. Just as the forecast was saying, it was not looking good before. It was really not looking good with this. I had no idea if I was even going to be able to pull this off at all. Literally every news source, every insider who's like working at this place, making the Super Bowl happen, is saying, you know what, this is the most insane event ever held in the history of mankind. There's gonna be 200,000 people here. It's insane. It's gonna be an apocalyptic scene. There's no way, like, we have to shut down streets. This is not gonna work out. and it wasn't even looking like you're gonna even be able to drive there at all. But either way, I went and picked up my cameraman here, which, if you are a complete OG to this channel, you might even recognize this face. This guy, I guess I don't know if I'll shout him out because I don't know if he like wants that, but way back in like 5 years ago when we literally had like not even more than a couple digits in subs, he was out here grinding, helping me make vids, and just finally we got back together, recorded this freaking amazing crap, and then we just drove this Lambo all the way to SoFi Stadium. That's when things really started getting interesting. As you can see here, we had our little megaphone. This megaphone was not working at all. The main goal was to take it to the Super Bowl, and while getting there, basically just trigger all of the fans that were on the sidewalk, as if it wasn't gonna already be chaotic enough. And speaking about getting there, the traffic was alright, so check it out. Like, it was like generally turning out to end up be like the normal type of game event that you'd imagine. It wasn't as horrible as what I'd imagine the predictions were saying. There were people charging to have you park on their lawn. Remember, this is like Grove Street essentially. You could park on the lawn of people for about $1,000. They're just handing out tickets. So we, in reality, had no idea what we were going to do about that, because we were going down this street, and of course, the car just happened to be orange, and I didn't even realize that until we were already there. It was really just like a little bit slow, but that's all it was. But there was nowhere that you could stop and park. If you stopped, you would be instantaneously surrounded by the fuzz. There was like a casino right next to it with a huge open parking lot, and we just drove in there, juking all of the traffic. Like, check this light out. These people had to go in this lane in order to turn, and we just straight up cut everyone. We got the seal of approval on this day. And so yeah, and pulling into this casino parking lot, they just let us in. We just drove in. I didn't have any idea if this was allowed, and they just let us in for free, because I guess they thought I was someone important or something. So it's like, how is this going so good? But we got into this place, and the top part of it was just completely empty. Like, there's not a single person on this roof, and this is right next to the stadium. You have like 100,000 people that are outside on the street. They're trying to just park on people's lawns. And then next, you have the thousands of people in the parking lot, and the game is starting in the stadium just over here. I was planning on actually staying there until we saw the writing happen, because they didn't really like mention for sure what the time was supposed to be when they were gonna start writing Rick Roll in the Sky, because it was looking like it was just gonna be completely clear. So everything was going perfect right until I got kicked out because we flew a drone. That's right. So this shot right here costed the whole entire game, what would have been the whole game, and however much this parking space for us hypothetically being fans that traveled all the way there to watch it, just because we wanted to film this. But it was all good because I pretty much just juked the whole system anyways. So right as we were getting out of this garage, the guy was a little bit confused as to why I was leaving. I was the only one leaving. That was just right when they finished the anthem, because you could hear it in the clip. Getting really loud. No, it's a complete blowout. I don't know why anyone's here. Bengals are gonna win. Oh, those are some cool cars over there. All the way in the stadium. And then, essentially, right after we got out of this place, we were driving down, and then that's when the typing started happening. So we had this convertible, so we were able to look up and see it happen. Right as the game was beginning, it was facing directly towards us. It wasn't behind, to the right, or left. It was literally right in the way we were traveling down. They wrote it in about 4 minutes, and by the time they were done with the final letter of it, it was basically starting to fade on the farthest side, and it lasted about 10 minutes straight, but it was in the east. So we compare this to like the Google Earth, considering the actual like size of the message. This is life size, so we have a 3D view of what it actually is in comparison. So it's 5 miles long, or like 9 kilometers for all you Englishmen, at a 10,000 feet altitude. So it would be seen from this exact angle. Everyone in this circle of reference aimed towards it would be able to look up and see it. Everyone behind it, except in these small like grooves here, you'd be able to see it, but you wouldn't be able to read it clearly. So that's what I had in mind when it came to that. Since it was written actually to the east, it would be like facing this way. So everyone essentially west of this line of all of LA could see this, not only just directly over the Super Bowl, but over that whole thing. And then we just had to like awkwardly watch it as it just faded away and just not really know what to say after that. So we went to McDonald's and decided to troll them a little bit.
Yeah. Can I have one water? Are you with the Rams? You with the Rams? Yeah. Oh, nice.
But it could not have gone any better than that. The only problem is that it only lasted for 10 minutes. Which could have been a whole lot better if it was longer. For some reason, I just like imagined somehow that this thing would just stay in the sky forever on accident. Because of how unbelievably good everything else just happened to be. And it just, somehow this thing never like went away. It just was permanently written in the sky. and then like everyone would be like even the people who wrote it were like, what the? They fly like a plane through, it just goes right through. I don't even know what I'm saying, but what if that happened? That'd be well, I really did a thing. That's how I rickrolled LA. What a complete finesse. So I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for viewing. Have a good one. Goodbye.